Last time out, we win our second game in the Champions League phase, and we beat our local rivals in the Premier League. Those games were at home. Today, we're away in the Champions League, and we're meeting one of our arch rivals in the Premier League. Hello and welcome to episode 55 of Irons in the Fire as we try and make West Ham good and great again. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two games. First of all, we are away to Getafe from Spain in the Champions League phase, match day 3, and then away to Manchester United at Old Trafford for Premier League match day 9. And I mentioned that they were arch rivals in the preamble. I think they're probably more like fierce rivals, to be fair. So there are two games today, and of course we're in our final season here with West Ham. We will finish this series at the end of this season, so we want to have a good season if we possibly can. So it's all to play for. Right, let's get on with it then. Since you were last with us, we have played one game. Let's go and have a look. Played one game. That game against Crystal Palace, kept another clean sheet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clean sheets in a row. A 3-0 win, say, against Crystal Palace. We did have a goal ruled out actually early on. It doesn't show you on this screen. I'm not quite sure why it doesn't show you on the screen, but it doesn't. Yeah, we had a goal ruled out early on from Ollie Watkins, but after that, Tammy Abraham did get us on the score sheet after 18 minutes. Souček comes forward out of midfield. He's deciding what to do here. Cross it into the box. Tammy Abraham at the near post. Whacks it in the back of the net. 1-0 then on 18 minutes. And then Ollie Watkins was to get his goal just 20 minutes later. Ball cleared from defence. And into midfield. Ward-Prowse gets a boot in. Passes it to Bowen. Bowen puts it onto a plate for Watkins. Watkins hitting it with his right foot past the goalkeeper. It's 2-0 at this stage. And it was to be 3-0 at half-time because Jared Bowen, who Watkins almost taking it off his foot for that second goal, got his goal in the end. Watkins winning that ball. Souček sees Bowen. Bowen flicks it on, puts himself and takes the opportunity, puts it past Johnson in the Crystal Palace goal. 3-0 at half-time, and that's how it stayed for the second half. Didn't really increase on that too much in the second half. 13 shots, 5 on targets, 2.00 on the XG, 50% of the possession. Crystal Palace having 6 shots, 2 on target, 0.37 and 50% of the possession. It was a good day at the office, and it means that we have stayed top of the table. After 8 games then, everybody played 8 now. We're top on 19 on goal difference from Manchester United, our opponents in the second game of the episode. Then come Arsenal, who were leaders for quite a while, but have dropped some points just recently in the last 5 games. They are in third on 18th, 18 points. And then come Aston Villa and Newcastle on 17. Manchester City making a late run for it. They are 6th with 15, last year's champions. And Crystal Palace, who we beat in that last game, on 14 points. Chelsea just outside of the European places, also on 14. Other notable teams not appearing in that top 7. Tottenham are 10th. Liverpool are 11th. So it's a bit of a mixed bunch going into this. In the drop zone at the moment, Nottingham Forest, Leicester and Bournemouth on 4, 3 and 1 point, respectively, all having a bit of a torrid time near the bottom of the table. What else been going on? Nathan Trott, he's on his way back. Be about another week. And we've had a bit of a run of injuries. Lucas Paqueta, he's back. More about Lucas in a moment. He's been out with a tight groin. Samadic has been out with fractured ribs. He's back. Raul de Thomas, pulled ankle ligaments, and Ollie Watkins, who had a pulled hamstring, but he's just come back as well. Talking about Lucas Paqueta, he come to me, basically said he was upset that he kept backtracking on promises that I made to him. I'm not quite sure what promises I was supposed to have made to him, but apparently I have, and wants to leave. So we put him on the transfer market. We have had an offer for him. We've had an offer from Al Ittihad for 48.5 million. We paid 47 for him, so 48.5. Slight profit on there. Lucas Paqueta looks like he is going. We have tried to bring in a replacement for him. And if I go here, it's going to be the easiest way to do it. Nicolai Fagioli from Juventus. The only problem is we couldn't agree a contract with him. I'm not sure why we couldn't agree a contract with him. He wanted something like some ridiculous thing, and he has turned us down. So I'm going to make a contract offer now. It still won't talk to us at the moment. Hopefully we can get back to him in due course and make that offer to replace Paqueta. If Paqueta goes, he won't go until the January window, I don't think, anyway. So that's the next opportunity. So he's with us until then. I think we do have enough depth in midfield, to be fair, but we will try and replace if we can. Right, that takes us to today's games then. Getafe is first up. It's a little suburb of Madrid, apparently. If you've not been looking at it, their ground is called the Colosseum, and they are currently 22nd in the Champions League as we look at it. Getafe, here we go. They've lost to a Celtic, 3-0 loss to Celtic, but they beat Rapid Bucharest by a 1-0, currently 22nd. We are up in 5th place, having won both our opening games. Inter Milan 3-1, Dortmund by a 0-0. Having said that, both those games are at home, and we have 4 away games now on the trot, which isn't going to be the easiest of tasks for sure. So that's how the Champions League phase looks, and then we've got that Premier League game against Manchester United. We'll come to that in due course, I think. Right, we have 3 players unregistered. That's Soufal De Thomas and Archie Gray, and they have 1 doubtful with a bruised thigh, Carles Alina. That is the team news going into this one. Let's have a look at the team that will face Getafe in the Champions League phase match day 3. And here is the team that faces Getafe in this Champions League phase match. Mazzuglia in goal, then Parisi, Friedel, Todibo and Gomez are backline. Shalaga, Upamecano and Ward-Prowse in midfield. Kudos is behind. Bowen and Abraham up front. And then on the bench we have Trubin, Zuma, Samadic, Wagnerman, Vitic, Paqueta, Kahera, Emerson, Souček, Sawyer, Watkins and Brett Kerr. And here we are, Champions League, and they're playing a 4-4-2. Fernels, one of our old players, Pablo Fernels, he's appearing for them today. James Ward-Prowse is our captain, playing our usual formation. As the teams enter the pitch, Getafe playing in all blue. Minutes in, we have a free kick. Friedel to Upamecano. Back to Friedel. Friedel has Parisi out this side. Not going to find a way through there though. Friedel. Parisi. Parisi doubles back again. Uses Friedel. Friedel this time inside to Upamecano. Now he's going to switch, I think. Kudos to Ward-Prowse, who's gone forward. Ward-Prowse, is he going to get this into the area? No, he's going to cut it back for Gomez. Gomez to Upamecano. Upamecano has a shot, and it's gone in. His first goal of the season, and you wouldn't normally expect Upamecano to score like that, but he has. 21 minutes on the clock. And I thought that had gone wide for a minute. I sorry if it was a bit of a delay in it going in the back of the net. Gomez cut it inside to Upamecano. Upamecano created the space, had a shot, and actually it was such a hard shot that the goalkeeper couldn't keep it out. And on 33 minutes, a bit of bad news. We've had to take off Fabiano Parisi, who's got a potential foot injury. Hopefully it's not too bad, but Emerson comes on to replace him. And we pick up, I'm not sure what's going on over there. It's a free kick. Bowen with a free kick. It's in! And Gomez gets his first goal of the season. A headed goal at the far post. And on 43 minutes, we go 2 up against Getafe. Deep to the back post. Gomez is there. Heads it in. Rico with the throw in on that far side. Carrera. And Ward-Prowse trying to get hold of that. Couldn't. Pablo Fornells. Dejani. Emerson is there to tidy up. Mazulia. Gomez. As we break out from the back on a counter-attack, but Gomez runs out of steam. And they win it back. Carrera. Inside. Nice movement. We've got to try and thwart this if we can. Dejani. Fornells. Fornells to Rico. Rico comes forward, but he's sort of thwarted. But Carrera goes on a run. And Merrill, who we were told to keep an eye on, gets a goal back for them on 45 minutes. On a plate, really. He's 7th of the season. And Carrera just managing to stay on side. Puts it on a plate for Merrill. And no more highlights in that first half. And really undid all the good work right at the end of that half. 3 minutes into injury time. Merrill getting that, hopefully what will only turn out to be a consolation goal, but just means that we're not going to keep a clean sheet this time. 6 shots, 2 on target, 1.13, 56% of the possession against 1 shot, 1 on target, 0.68 and 44% of the possession. It's about the only thing they did 3 minutes into injury time. 60 minutes on the clock. Gomez, who's going to make a long throw here, throws it into the area, looking for Upamecano. Gomez heads it down to Todibo. Bowen! Just wide of that post. On with 66 minutes on the clock, making a change, a first change not forced on us. Marco Friedel, who's not having a particularly good game, we've taken him off and brought on Vitic in his place, and we've had a bit of a shuffle up front. Kudos has moved up beside Abraham. Bowen dropping into that shadow striker role behind the front two. And we have a throw in on that far side. 78 minutes on the clock. Gomez and with another one of his long throws. 2 players at the front post here, and not getting there, but Gomez picks the ball up again. Gomez, is he going to cross this in? He is. Oh, he's flicking around there. Tony Abraham's created a bit of space for himself, but misses the target. In fact, I think it was saved. It's gone for a corner on this near side. Ward-Prowse. No, it's Gerard Bowen going to take it. It's going to be an in-swinger. We're going to see the save again. Gomez creating the space. Took a deflection. And Tammy Abraham, a good save by the goalkeeper. Bowen then with the corner. Swung in. He's gone in. And Jean-Claire Todibo with his first of the season. Everybody's scoring first goals today. We go 3 up, 3-1 after 80 minutes. Todibo gets his head to it. Who was he ahead of? He was ahead of Vitic, who was after it as well. And with nearly 80 minutes on the clock, making our final 2 changes that we can make. We have taken off Joe Gomez, of course we have, who has had a absolutely fantastic match, taking him off. Wagnerman comes on to replace him. Pretty good in the steer of things. In fact, the final 3 changes, should I say. We have taken off Tammy Abraham and brought on Brent Kerr up front. And then we've also taken off Gerard Bowen and brought on Lazar Samadic. Samadic breaks out. Kudos. Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse comes forward. He's crossed this into Kudos. Kudos missed it. Kerr's there. Kerr. Emerson. Kerr puts it away. Oh, no, he doesn't. Puts it wide. This was going to be a chance. Kerr creating the space for himself. Working with Emerson. Just unlucky. Wagnerman with a throw in near side. Up and Meccano. Ward-Prowse. Todibo. Todibo to Xavier. Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse finds Kudos. Kudos to Wagnerman. And he's been tackled, but Ward-Prowse is there in support. Can we get a fourth? Samadic to Kudos. Kudos through to Xavier. Xavier misses. And one thing you'll notice here, Kerr, on these pictures, he's got a bald head. He's suddenly put a wig on, I think. And it's all over. No more highlights. And it's a 3-1 win. 2-1 at half-time. 3-1 overall. And the only thing we've got to worry about is that injury to Parisi. And the goal from Merrill right at the end of that first half was only a consolation, as it turned out. Upamecano after 21. Gomez after 43. Todibo after 18 minutes. 16 shots, 4 on target, 2.76, 57% of the possession. They had 3 shots, 1 on target, 0.78, and 43% of the possession. Well, that should leave us in a good place after 3 games, nearly halfway. 3 games in the Champions League phase. It should leave us in a reasonable position. And we'll check in on the news about Parisi in just a moment. But this is today's scoreline. And the standout one, of course, is Paris Saint-Germain's 9-1 drubbing of Sparta Prague. Of course, the defending champions and looking for their 3rd title in a row. And that's quite a significant scoreline for anybody else who thinking that they might be able to overcome Paris Saint-Germain this year. We nearly did in the I think it was the semi-final last year, but succumbed to them. They're off to very, very good start. Other scorelines, of course, ours at 3-1 against Getafe. Arsenal beating Bayer Leverkusen by 3-1. Salzburg 4-0 against Covina. Real Madrid only managing a draw against Galatasaray. Juventus losing to Porto. Feyenoord losing to Marseille. Barcelona beating AC Milan 2-0. And Inter beating Rapid Bucharest 3-0. Let's have a look at the table. And we are in second. Still a round of games to go, of course. And one of 3 teams so far in this round that have complete 100% records. Paris Saint-Germain and Barcelona, the other 2. Paris Saint-Germain with that incredible goal difference, 13 at the moment. Barcelona, same goal difference as us. But I think it's down to goals against or goals for, or whichever way around it is, that we lead them at the moment. We're in second then as it currently stands. So we'll check in on the Wednesday scorelines in just a moment. And we'll also be back with an update on Parisi. And it's incredibly bad news, I'm afraid. 4 to 5 weeks with the physio, 4 to 7 weeks. He is out for. Not good. And he's got a twisted ankle. I don't think he was out that long ago, actually. Parisi. Medical report. 3 weeks back in March. So it's a little while since he was last out. But he was out for 3 weeks on that occasion. A twisted ankle last time he was out for 4 weeks. So he's a bit susceptible to twisted ankles then, obviously. But we'll leave him to the physio and hope that he's back fairly soon. And the Wednesday games have been played. Manchester City beating Anderlecht by 3-1. Aston Villa beating Celtic 2-0. Liverpool losing to Bayern Munich 2-1. Benfica and Lazio 1-1. Dortmund beating Sevilla 3-0. Manchester United beating Copenhagen 2-1. Lyon 3, Leipzig 1. Monaco 5, Ajax 0. And Werder Bremen 1. Young Boys 0. We can have a quick look at the table, I think. If it's not giving me the opportunity to the tables down here, but we can. Bear with me. That's because I was on the wrong screen. I've got the right screen now. There we go. We are down into third. Aston Villa ahead of us. So there are 3, 4, 5 teams with 100% records. Paris Saint-Germain, Aston Villa, West Ham, Manchester City and Barcelona are the 5 teams. Then come Real Madrid, Werder Bremen and Red Bull Salzburg. The 8 that would go through automatically to the last 16. And then, of course, playoffs from everybody from 9th to 24th. Manchester United down in 24th. Arsenal in 23rd. Celtic in 16th as it currently stands. Liverpool, at the moment, wouldn't qualify. So they need to pick up their Champions League run if they are to qualify for the next stage. More about that as the episode goes on. Right, we have a couple of 3 days down to the Manchester United game. We'll come back ahead of that with any more news. So here we are on match day against Manchester United. We're playing the late game on telly, and there are a boatload of other games been played. Aston Villa continue their really good form at the start of this season, beating Norwich by 2-0. But having said all of that, Manchester City, they're in turmoil. They've lost 3-0 to Brentford. Ivan Toney and scoring 2, and Rico Henry getting the goals there. A 3-0 thrashing from Brentford. So they remain in 4th place, having played 8 games. I'm looking about in 6th place, having played 9 games. They've won 5 and lost 4. Carry on like that and Pep would be getting the sack, I would have thought. Everton played Leicester, drew 2-2. Luton beating Southampton 1-0. Newcastle 1-0 over Bournemouth. They move into 2nd place before this evening's games. Tottenham beating Nottingham Forest by 3-2 to move up into 7th place. Leeds beating Liverpool, another good result, 3-2. So Leeds going very, very well. They move up into 9th place. Liverpool down in 13th. That is absolutely horrendous for Liverpool. Another side that will take in a good thumping. We need to do it over Manchester United if we can. If we don't, we'll drop to 4th and they'll leapfrog us. But if we can beat Manchester United, we will go top by 2 points, which is even more of a thing, and open up a gap over Manchester United as well. So a win is a must today if we can. The only proviso on that is our record against Manchester United, as we know, is not particularly fantastic. Especially at Old Trafford. Premier League Old Trafford 2-0 loss. Last time we played them at Old Trafford, the time before that, it was a 5-3 loss. The only twice that we beat them was in the FA Cup final, and that was extra time. And the game against them back in May, when they were down to 10 men, as if I remember rightly. No, we were down to 10 men. Had Kurt Zouma sent off on that occasion. Wagnerman and Paqueta, the scorers. Paqueta from the penalty spot. Mason Mount equalising 3 minutes after we scored through Wagnerman on that occasion. Let's see if we can go and get a result against Manchester United today. It would be rather spectacular. Melee is unregistered. Rashford is out with torn back muscles. We have De Thomas unregistered and Parisi out with a twisted ankle. Let's go and have a look at the team that faces Manchester United. And this is the side that faces Manchester United in this Premier League match day 9. Mazulia continues obviously in fairly good form in goal, not in midfield or anywhere else. In goal, Gomez, Friedel, Upamecano and Wagnerman are defensive line today. Shalaga, Ward-Prowse and Souček in midfield. Kudos is behind Bowen and Abraham up front, albeit I do think we should be playing Samadic really there. He's wanted by Paris Saint-Germain, of all things. Samadic, I'm going to actually replace Kudos with Samadic. Hopefully it'll work. Samadic likes to play as an advanced playmaker on attack, so we'll do that for him. Bowen and Abraham up front, then on the bench Trubin, Todibo, Kudos, Watkins, Zuma, Kahera, Brent Kerr, who's starting to break in through into the side. Vitic and Paqueta, the other players. And here we are against Manchester United. They're playing a 4-3-3 with a defensive midfielder. Casemiro as the midfielder. We're playing our usual formation. We've won 5 of the last 5 games, which is good news. We are in 3rd on 19. Manchester United 4th, also on 19, just ahead of them on goal difference. And I didn't think we were going to get a highlight for a minute. Into injury time we go. Gomez with a free kick, Souček, but it's well wide. And it is that one highlight at half time, and it's pretty even Stevens. In fact, it is even Stevens. Both 4 shots, both 1 on target, both .33. The only difference is we've had 51% of the possession. They've had 49. It's been a very cagey, very, very whatever affair, but at the moment it's 0-0. Wagnerman with a throw in to Souček. Upamecano, 58 minutes on the clock. Friedel finds Xavier in midfield. Xavier's lost the ball and they're on the attack. Anthony tackled by Friedel. Konaté. Konaté's going to try and wing this ball in, but he's not. He's gone back to Varane. Varane pushes it out wide to Casemiro. I need to be very careful. Casemiro crosses this in. Gomez heads it clear. Only as far as Coyote. Coyote. What's he going to do with this? And Xavier saves the day. Gomez. Ward-Prowse bundles that one forward. It's headed down. Samadic. Samadic comes forward into the area. Cross it in for Abraham. And Abraham gets his 6th goal of the season. And we take the lead on the hour mark. It was counter-attack, followed by counter-attack. And this time, it was Tammy Abraham, I think, who headed it down to Samadic. Samadic putting it on a plate for Abraham. And Abraham doesn't usually miss those. And with 61 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes, Joe Gomez, who's very, very tired, obviously wore him out in the Champions League game. Friedel moves out into the wing-back position, which he can play in, which is very handy. And Todibo comes on in place of Gomez. And then we have changed in midfield. James Ward-Prowse has come off. And Tilo Carrera comes on. Free kick for Manchester United. 63 on the clock. Martinez directing his players. Martinez to Garnacho. Mainhu. Wan-Bissaka. Mount. Oh dear. I think he got us last time. And he's got us again. And it's literally 2 minutes after. Exactly what he did last season. Mason Mount. And it's 1-1 on 64. 4 minutes after we took the lead. And he did that to us last time. He's done it to us again. And with 71 minutes on the clock, we've taken off Gerard Bowen. Not had such a good day today and tiring. Mohamed Kudus comes on to replace him. And with 77 minutes on the clock, making our final 2 changes. Shalaga is off. Lucas Paqueta is on. And we've also taken off Tammy Abraham and brought on Ollie Watkins. Paqueta with the ball forward to Kudus, but he's given the ball away. And not what we wanted. Please don't let this happen. Martinez out on this far side. It's looking ominous, isn't it? Ooh. Hannibal's through. And Hannibal misses the target. And no more highlights. It's all over. It's a 1-1 draw. Couldn't get past them, and they are our nemesis in this series. 12 shots, 4 on target, .98. We had 7 shots, 3 on target, .92. A 46% of the possession for us, 54 for them. It was a pretty even Stevens match, and I guess you could say it should have ended up 1-1. And so there we are, a final result of the day. Manchester United 1, West Ham 1, which means that as it stands, we are in first place. I've just noticed, though, Arsenal haven't played. And if they were to win, they would leapfrog us and we would be back down into second place. Arsenal have given them a golden opportunity there by that draw against Manchester United. We're in first place on goal difference over Aston Villa and Manchester United. It's not going to be that much. Oh, in fact, Newcastle as well. So the top four all on 20 points after 9 games. All played, all won 6, drawn 2 and lost 1. It's literally on goal difference going into this. As I say, Arsenal have to play. When are they playing? They're playing on the Sunday games. So if they are to win, who are they playing? Playing Chelsea. It's all London derby. So we hope for a change. Chelsea wins that match. That would be rather splendid. And they could climb the table a little bit and leave Arsenal down there in 5th place and us remain on top. Well, we'll see where we are at the start of the next episode because we are coming back fairly quickly. We have an Carabao Cup 4th round tie against Everton at the Bramley-Moore Dock Stadium, followed by a match with 4th place Newcastle. It'll be Premier League Match Day 10 on the next episode, and I hope you'll join me for that one. If you've enjoyed today's episode, though, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, keeps you up to date with everything that's happening here on the channel, especially future episodes of Irons in the Fire and our other series, bottom to the top as they are released. And of course, new episodes of Irons in the Fire released every Monday and Thursday, 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date with what's happening on this channel is to follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at JustOffsideFM. And the best way of keeping up to date what's happening, I've just told you that. Why am I reading the script twice? I don't know. Hope to see you for the next episode. It's going to be episode 56. It's out on Monday. Till then, have yourselves a good weekend. Thank you very much. See you Monday. Bye-bye.